When we last left off, you guys had confronted Bartholomew Vanderhob. Like I said, I knew I'd fuck up his name eventually. Uh, I called him that 'cause he was initially Vanderhob. Then I'm just like, that really doesn't fit because Vanderhobs are just summons. So I just kind of turned him into a slug because it made more sense. He gets infected right before he dies, so he dies as a slug.
Hmm.
Anyway, you guys beat the shit out of Bartholomew, then chased him down, making your way into the Mummy Lord Vice's final chambers, where he rips down the wall and uh, basically just kind of shoves you guys aside to go deal with Bartholomew himself, dealing a tremendous amount of damage, which I believe Kat and I calculated to like, let's see,
Wasn't it just damage to the number that it rolled? So it was like 600 and something?
uh, 564 damage.
Oh.
Because it was doubled due to Vice or Bartholomew having a vulnerability to basically everything. So yeah, after that happens, Vice basically just threw the Star of Equilibrium in your direction and said, "Get out." And you guys headed on out with your new artifact in tote. On your way out, you ran into Sujir, who kind of just continued to be herself and chatted briefly before telling you to clean off the star so you would get the flashback. Uh, During the flashback, she uh, dipped out of the conversation and teleported out of the temple, leaving y'all to, let's see, experience the wedding of the Sun and Moon mask as they danced around the ballroom floor afterwards. Then it followed with Sun and Moon riding in a carriage, a man in an owl mask ushering a large horse off into the beautiful forest to fade to black. Cat went ahead and drew the owl mask. It's in General.
Hmm.
And afterwards, y'all went up, checked out the sigil of Contact Other Plane after some Arcana deciphering, and decided we'll talk to Sykes in the morning, see what he has to say about it. Since he is a wizard, he ought to know more on this spell than most. And that's where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
I heard myself, Walter. I
Huh?
think your mic randomly picked me up briefly.
Yeah, I guess.
Alrighty. Y'all are gathered around the campfire, uh, ready to start a new day after a long night leveling up.
Gonna pull out the stone. Sykes, are you awake?
Alrighty, so you're using the sending stone to contact Sykes.
Yeah, since we left it with him.
I'm just gonna do
Mm-hmm.
this. Yes, he's awake. He'd answer the phone like, "Can I help you?"
We found out there's a way to contact the outside.
Oh, pray tell I'll do.
A ritual spell contact other plane was used.
Sykes would pause for a moment, then kind of do a Arcana check of his own, trying to see if he recognizes the spell since it is of higher level. With a 21, yeah, he'd recognize the spell. Contact other plane. That's a pretty powerful spell. Did you want me to ask around, see if anybody could cast it? Because as far as I'm aware, I'm the only wizard in town.
That would be helpful. See if anyone maybe knows someone outside of town. Maybe someone hiding in town. Just anything.
Oh, right. Uh, I'll call you back later. He'll just like unpromptly hang up.
Right.
Alright, you. Sykes has been contacted.
Since Richter's, I guess, been up, I just say that he's just going through his pack and just making sure everything's reorganized. With all of it, he's just organizing everything. And also
Nod,
making
nod.
sure his weapons are good. Because they're...
Nod, nod.
Sumi's just gonna get back to cooking.
Would you like to do some magical cooking?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and give me a tools check.
I'm gonna use I'll use the grick meat.
Grick me.
I have 4 grick steaks and 1 grilled one.
Alrighty, the grick meat would be a substitute for the cost.
Do I just use one of the steaks or
If you're making it for 5, then it'd be 5 steaks.
okay, so all of them.
And you're using your handy spice pouch as well, I see. Rolling a 20. Major success. Half cost and raise the dice value on the effect. Which basically wouldn't apply here. Since you are... Well, I'd say roll a 1d5. We'll take the lower side of the results. Alrighty. You managed to save 2 grick steaks in the process of cooking it. Or 2 grick steaks worth of meat. And give me a 1d20. On number 2. Shaping the steaks themselves into more of a grounded meat, you decide to make a ravioli-like thing. You make
Mm.
a frescioli. You may end 1 negative effect, afflicting you as a reaction once per day. I'll post it in general. Ravioli or frescioli.
Hmm. It's just, I don't know why. I just imagine a cursed ravioli filled with watermelon or some shit.
Oh boy, it's a ravioli. What kind is it? Mint? What? Italian sobbing everywhere.
That's why it ends negative effects on you because it's so shocking. It just like snaps you out of it. It's like, hey, what the
It's super effective against Italians. Yeah, jeez. What's the equivalent of an Italian in D&D?
In Italian.
I mean, obviously, there's not Italy doesn't exist in D&D, right? Unless you can. I guess it depends on the world.
It really just depends on the world.
Hmm.
A culture can exist without a place.
Not bad.
Ooh. Hmm. Ooh.
Wait, now I have 2 ravioli dishes.
Yeah, and
It's funny.
be well
Ravioli.
rounded. Be well rounded. What if somebody's like, I don't like a Greek ravioli, thank you.
Go die in a hole.
Um,
You're like, oh, you're like, lucky for you, I've got another ravioli recipe that I know how to do. And it's just like, oh, my day is saved.
And with the natural 20, or not the natural 20, with the 20 rolled, you are able to use it as a free action instead of a reaction. But it has to be on your turn.
Oh.
Here, I'll add that as well. Just like, what's faster than a reaction? A free action.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Mm.
So after making breakfast lunch, because if you
Lunch?
have ravioli for breakfast, I got questions.
We know what you mean. Just have a ravioli with like breakfast sausage, and
You have
then you have the cursed one would be a ravioli filled with egg.
no, the cursed ravioli is a Pop Tart.
That's not the cursed ravioli, that's the blessed
It's just an
ravioli.
American ravioli.
Yeah, and then the Pop Tart, it's the breakfast ravioli. Or would that be a toaster
Hmm.
strudel? No, no, that's a strudel. So is Pop Tart a strudel? Or is it a ravioli? Or is strudel part of the
Wouldn't a
ravioli
strudel be
family?
closer?
To a
I'm
Pop Tart?
sorry. I faded. I was not paying attention for a second there. What the fuck are we talking about? Like I wasn't
We're
paying
Raviolis.
talking
attention.
about
I come
walking
back.
and leaving and going out of this desert.
It sounds a lot
Yes.
better than what I was hearing. So
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean? We're in Dino Valley. There's plenty to do. Look at that. Look at that thing. I bet. Now, you wonder what that tastes like? I don't.
Go bite it and see.
I don't have teeth.
Raph looking at a straight up massive pile of shit.
I don't have teeth, and that's not how I eat.
Okay, so before we move on, and like I'm guessing as we're like getting up to move, it's gonna be pretty obvious. Richter is not saying a damn thing, and that's pretty. He's not like making. He's not like talking at all. He's not saying anything. But other than that, he's just normal, just doing whatever he would normally do to help out.
Alright. Giant Mummy Lord got you on the mind?
I think he hit his head too hard.
He hit his head?
She's assuming.
He did get pimp slapped off a wall.
Well, that's true.
True.
That is true. If falling on his head did that to him, what happened to you to be you?
Definitely not as bad as whatever happened to you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, mitoticizing into existence, not exactly something you guys do.
So are we gonna walk now?
Yeah, why not?
I was assuming we were walking and talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Through the
Heading back
Dino
out
Valley.
into the ancient jungle-like area. Uh, it's unnervingly quiet as opposed to what it normally is like. Uh, not hearing much in terms of creatures chattering or even noting much movement.
Hmm. Safer travels. Or maybe they were connected to the whole temple thing. Ruins? High ruins? Eh. I'm not too bothered. I'm fine with just accepting the safer travel.
If anybody would like to do a nature or arcana check, they are free to do so.
Well, best thing I got is
Were we able to
is
check if the plants that were underground match these ones?
Uh, with a simple, just passive, you're able to compare the samples you had gotten uh, from the temple to the ones out here, and you would discover that they are of the same quality. With a 7 on a nature check, you are unable to discern anything more than I have stated.
If Richter cared, he probably would roll.
I guess Crass will do an Arcana.
Second verse, same as the first. Unfortunately, there is nothing I can give you.
Ah. Hmm. Yeah, I still have this Mask of the Beast.
Wait, Pichu, we figured. So you know the thing that's happening at level 5 to one of the characters? We figured out what they are and that it's gonna happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll? I'm gonna roll and see if Sumi remembers.
Go ahead and just roll a, uh, I'd say a history check.
Sorry, I had a cough.
Nope.
Nope, she doesn't remember.
Above board, are we talking about the tower or?
No.
Okay, that's all. Okay.
It'll be obvious when we get back to town. So.
Okay.
Mentally, the only thing that I can think of is the boat stuff.
Nope.
Well, besides all of this stuff, and the fact that it's quieter out here, less critters to deal with, no reason gives me less of a reason to use this mask. Try and be one with nature.
So, do any of you have an object you're going after when we get back?
An object? I mean,
The Tower of Chaos.
didn't we do the the first
It
layer
resets
already?
when we level up.
It resets when you
Oh,
go back into town, so you still have hard difficulty available.
what do you guys think? Hmm?
Just off the map alone, it would be tedious, but we'll see.
That is true. That is true. That isn't. That would be scrolling back up to it if I remember what it looks like.
It's not
Big as
necessarily.
hell and awful.
It's not necessarily the difficulty, rather than it would be exploring every single room.
Yeah, there it is. It's Square Junction.
Yeah. And you're entering through the bottom right.
Go.
After we reset it, though, we can go again. We
You'll
also
have
have
a
the
much
Tower of
smaller map.
Origin,
It's true.
seeing
Oh
as
yeah,
we have
we also
another
got.
artifact.
Yeah, we have. That's right. We do have another tower at the origin. Hmm.
If we're talking items for the Tower of Chaos, I have some ideas, but I truthfully don't know what I would need yet, so I don't have anything I can put forward.
Understandable. We'll see what we can think of once we get closer to town, and we'll decide on what to focus in on. If we'll focus on something on, is our house considered in town?
Yes.
Okay. And the towers don't.
We can also
The
think about others.
The towers are directly outside of the north and south end of town.
We don't have to get something for ourselves each time we go to the town. We can get something for someone else too.
Yeah, I know.
That is fair. If we're thinking, if we're gonna be, if anyone's not too unwilling, I am hoping to stay in town for a little bit once we get back. No big adventures too far out of town. Well,
All right.
Why?
I plan to upgrade myself if I need time for it.
What are
Time
you,
to
a
make the
robot
time to
too?
that made me a better killer, maybe. But no. What I'm talking about is I need more weapons, I need more ideas, and I need ammo.
You need
So
more
I'm gonna need
still?
time to prepare. Am I truly that useful now? All I do is make sure that these fights go well. If I'm not preparing for the next fight, what use am I?
You're too envious.
Envious? Why?
Yeah, I mean, you fulfill a role.
You have a role. You do it well.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I want to do it better.
And there's
Hmm.
your envy.
Oh, a
Fine.
bit of ambition, but I guess so. So like the envy, I guess you could say that it's closer to why you want to do it better. Is if there's comparatively someone that you are trying to be better than, then yes, it would be envy.
Rather than getting more and more, can't you improve on what you've already claimed? Use your weapons you already have?
What? Okay. So, what improvements can I make to my weapon? Both of my almost every weapon I continuously use has already been upgraded in one way.
I don't
In a
use your
way that I cannot
weapons.
upgrade it more.
Well,
What?
you use a he uses a musket, right?
I use a hunting rifle.
A hunting rifle. Hmm. I mean, I guess.
In terms of modernization in your perspective, Craft, he's using a musket.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, and I'm not looking and yeah.
I mean,
I'm not really gonna try to explain Richter right now.
I could try. I do know, like, because
Sumi's just
I'm
being
not from
Sumi. Don't
here.
worry about it. Upgrade what you
No,
want to
I know,
upgrade.
and that's but I'm trying to react how Richter is right now. So I hope no one I'm not trying to act weird. I just this is how Richter is acting right now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I could tell. I
I
could tell
just
that
mean
you're trying to
above
do some
board.
character.
Don't be afraid to get
Yeah.
something if you'd want to get something, yeah.
Oh no, of course, but Richter right now, yeah, is
He's
just going
moody.
through it. So yeah.
He's male
Oh right,
PMSing.
oh right, the statue.
The statue.
As soon as you mention that, you see him visibly stop.
Yeah, that's it.
From the halls. Oh, I see. I wonder if holding that doll it would turn into it.
What?
The
The mannequin,
the
remember?
wooden doll. Turns
The
into what
mannequin
you
that turns
hate.
into the thing. No, the mannequin that turns into what you hate most.
I wonder if now it would turn into that. Though I guess
The way
that's
I'm
more
acting
fear than
now,
hate.
I have no idea, to be honest.
Mm,
But
alright.
yes, if it is to be truthful, I'm scared. And it is not a fear of death that it is. Truthfully, you remember it. It happens once. It kind of, in a sense, loses its edge in your mind.
Understandable.
But I lost everything. I lost years, hundreds of years. I lost a
Mm.
life that I could lost a family I could have known.
Nah,
And
And you have been given another chance. Shouldn't you be grateful?
but I don't want anyone else to lose that chance. Is that
Death
hard?
happens. People die.
Not from, but I still don't believe that monsters like him should be around.
No, I agree. There shouldn't be monsters like that.
Without monsters, how would you know what's good?
Yeah, that's true. There wouldn't be no defining between good and evil if there was no evil, and if there was no good. Granted, of
And if there
course, we
was
just gotta be
evil, there
strong.
would no need for defining it. It would all just be.
Yeah,
Is that not
and if
wrong?
everything was just, then there would be no purpose. There would be no mm, identity, so to speak.
Life would,
What does identity matter when we're all safe?
Well, I
repetition
mean,
would kill.
look at you. Look at you. You're you, Richter. There's nothing else that I've seen ever from even where I'm from that's like you. And there's plenty of whack shit out there. The evil that has, I guess one way I could put it, that has sullied itself through your life, has made you who you are. Now, granted, that evil is still there, or at least we believe so, seeing your reaction to the statue. This is an opportunity for you to get back at that evil, or mm, lock away that evil, protect another, safeguard others from a fate such as yours. I don't really see your, to be honest, I don't see your fate to be that bad. I feel like there could have been worse things that could have happened,
I
especially,
was.
to the others.
That's fair,
Without
but
conflict, there is no living. You can be alive, but you won't live.
I want that conflict. To be honest,
Kara
it's.
would speak up at this point. Perhaps fate is what brought you back, seeing that your fight with Baraz was unfinished.
All Richter just stares for a second in that direction and just looks down.
Mother speaks
Maybe
true.
even maybe even fate has decided that you should win this. So become the being you need to be to once and for all finish your story.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
and I'll see what's available in town as those firearms that you've got there. There's more interesting ones out there that I'm aware of. Granted, it's gonna take me a while to figure out a way to construct them,
I
but
was also.
there's a
I
lot
did
of
have
interesting
one. I did
things.
have other things to talk to you about. To be honest, about my ideas.
Mm,
But you are. But all of you are right. This. This cannot consume me if I am still to fight.
yeah.
Do
Plus,
not worry. I will not falter on this journey once more.
yeah. See, it'll be all right. Plus, we're a team. I'm sure if this Barros fellow shows up, I'm sure he's either going to be with his little quote unquote entourage army or whatever, or if he's just going to be alone again. You are not alone this. You are more surrounded with support.
Technically, last time I think he had an army too.
Yeah, I know, but so did you. But you still fought him 1v1 on the field. Now you
That's
don't have
fair.
to.
All
Actually,
right,
yeah.
like Richter's shoulders are gonna just drop as he's just seemingly like letting go of this stress that he's been holding all night.
There you go.
He's gonna he's gonna like he's just gonna look at Krauss and Sumi and Kara and be like, thanks.
Yeah, see? Now, one thing I did want to talk to you about. Now, what if that gun could shoot 3 times when you pull the trigger? That is something that I think I could do.
That's a thing.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now Richter's just gonna start walking so that he doesn't feel like he's dragging everyone like since it feels like since I imagine that everyone stopped talking to have this talk, stopped walking to have this talk. So he's just gonna start walking so that the pace can continue.
Yeah, the problem is like I gotta make sure that I get it right, because if I don't, well, you're gonna get a lot of clicking noises and then no bullets. I guess I'll have to, you know, tinker something and practice it once we get back. You know, hmm, crafts like things for a moment. Uh, what else? No. That'll be fine, I'm sure. I guess if I ever do have any question and anything that I can't figure out, I can just ask Tara. I'm sure she probably knows something else too.
As
Yeah.
you're walking, you begin to hear a cracking sound,
Mm.
easily recognizable to, well, basically because you've been around Richter the whole time. You hear the cracking of bones.
Eh.
Don't, and I'm gonna immediately look at Crafts. Don't you dare say it. And then I'm gonna walk and I'm gonna start aiming my gun in the direction of the bones.
Above board, we paid for like the house and certain crafting spaces.
Yes.
Amenities.
Did we purchase them being built or purchase the materials for ourselves to build?
You purchase them and they would be added into the house.
So when we get back, it will all be added, or
Yes.
okay. Anyway, back to crunching of bones. Very tasty.
Woo!
Gotta get the marrow.
Get that bone soup.
As you are progressing forward, you begin to see just like this big hulking mass of grain just kind of. I was trying to think of a different word for it, but the best I could was undulate, just in place.
Green, you said? Like the color?
Yes, just green foliage.
Okay. I was just like, why are there green bones?
The fuck is that?
The cracking noise you would discover from just passive perception is coming from the creature itself.
About how far away is it from us?
It's about 100 feet out. It doesn't seem
Uh,
to notice you.
and before it seems to notice, I'm gonna see if I can get a closer look at it with my scope. Do I roll perception?
Yes.
Any advantage for using the scope, or
Yes, since you are aware of the creature, you would get advantage on this for basically doing a zoom in.
having to remember how to roll everything in Discord again? You've spoiled me, Paul. The Foundry.
With
19.
a 19, you would see a large plant-like monstrosity just crushing something within it. If you were to guess just from the environment around, it could possibly be smothering a dinosaur.
I'll take my eye out from the scope and I'll look towards the team and be like, "That's a very large plant monster eating something." I'm guessing the plant. I don't think the plant monster itself is making the crunching noises. I think it's whatever it's eating is making those noises.
It seems occupied with a meal then. Let's continue.
Oh, what if it's fuck my throat? Uh,
Since I was looking through the scope, do I have an accurate idea of how big it is?
You are looking at a creature that is about 10 feet tall. Let's see, I'll get an exact height real quick. Uh, about 10 to 15 feet tall from just the ups and downs of the movement. And I'll send you a picture.
Oh, fun. Well, sorry for that guy. I'm just gonna look at the group. Yes, Paul, I know, but just um uh I'm just gonna look and be like, I don't see any actual creatures with it, but it's looking at least 10 feet tall, maybe even upwards, maybe even near 15 feet.
And I'd rather not be
Yes.
around for the scavengers.
Exactly. So why don't we see if we can get around it?
All right. Not exactly quiet, but I'll do my best.
With all the noise it's making, I doubt, as long as you're not screaming your lungs out, I think we'll be fine.
It's making noise. It's eating its meal. It will
Thumbs
be
up.
fine.
We'll give it a wide berth.
So is there like a way for us to easily navigate around it, Paul?
With the creature's just distance, you're able to easily avoid it. It's basically you stepped off the path briefly to go look in the direction of it, but
Oh,
it does not
I got
notice
you.
you.
I was thinking more it's like it's in the path. Okay, never mind. All right,
Uh,
let's move along.
Continuing along, the silence of the forest is once again interrupted as you hear just massive footsteps.
Are they heading our direction?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I don't see like the
24.
check. JK.
uh, with with a 24, you're able to determine that it's about 8 feet walking at once. Just from the rhythmic pattern of them walking, you're able to tell that it belongs to one creature, and in terms of size, well, you're quickly able to track the sound and see far, far above the tree line is just this gargantuan dinosaur's head. It appears to be glowing with an elemental energy. From a rough guess, this thing's almost as tall as the canyon it resides in.
I'm just gonna like point at it, not even say anything, and be like, um, I think we should avoid that.
As per direction it's heading, it seems to just be walking. It doesn't seem to have any direction in mind, looking downwards in front of it. And this is what you see.
Best to avoid its path.
Yeah, yeah, probably. That's one that I definitely want to avoid.
Okay,
Is
that's
there a
not even a
reason we
dinosaur
didn't?
anymore.
Is there a reason we didn't see any of this coming in? Like, just it's
It
just
could
more
have
of
been
Victor's thoughts
resting.
of the group.
Nothing is constantly walking around. It could have been resting around the other side of the river.
Fair.
Oh,
Or it could only just now be entering.
is this the footprint? Is this the guy who made that footprint we saw on the way in?
No, the footprint you had discovered was of a carnivorous creature. This is
Uh,
a herbivore.
see? Yeah, we'll just stay out of his way and don't get stepped on.
Is at this point, whoever would want to, give me another nature or arcana check.
Best I
I don't
got
think
is
I should.
Arcana. Best I got is Arcana.
It's anybody who wants to.
We won't.
I think that's just general. Oh, never mind.
You guys both managed to roll one less than last time. Unfortunately,
Consistency.
yeah, consistency. Unfortunately, there is nothing I can add,
Well,
but from basically just your own thoughts, you're able to determine that something is happening with this area, but as to what, you're uncertain.
hmm. Well, I think we should at least keep moving.
I was thinking that it wouldn't be useful, but should I try?
Go
They're both
nuts.
negative. They're both -1, so it doesn't really matter which one I try. But
You've been rolling hot tonight, so
they're ready
like
for knots.
like every night, really. All right,
I
same assuming. Unfortunately, there is nothing I can give you.
just wanted to make sure.
Hmm.
Even though you did all roll low, you are able to easily guess that something is off.
Hmm. Wait. I'll look at you. I'll turn to you guys. I'm like, should I detect magic?
You can't do that while you're moving, can you?
Well, I got a ritual casted, but kinda.
If we could do
You
it without really
decided.
slowing our pace down too much, I think it'd be fine.
I mean, I can do it. I can ritual cast it, or I can take 1 minute to do it and use up a spell slot. Or excuse me, it's actually only an action. Never mind. So yeah, I could do it. I could just do it instantly. If you guys think that I should, I'm fine with doing it.
I mean, yes, you're not really the most spell dependent for like fighting, so I guess it
Yeah,
should be okay in case we
it
like
should be
do run
fine.
into anything.
Plus, I got more spells anyway. I got more
Yeah.
spell slots. Can level up. So yeah, I'll use it. Beep.
Alrighty, I'm DMing you something.
Yeah, I'll like take my hands and cast a little bit of tinkering magic on some goggles. Put them on. Look around.
Smile.
Oh, guys, I think we should hurry.
All right. Why? As we're
The
going.
Yeah, I decided we're just picking up pace. The magic around here seems to be contorting and both falling apart but also changing.
Hmm.
So we probably don't want to be in the middle of it when it's happening.
Yeah, yeah, and there's many different types of magics happening all at the same time, but I'm also detecting as if we're being watched also.
Honestly, I'm guessing we
I
should
think
probably
we
just
know
get
who
used
that
to that.
is.
Fair. But I'm just saying I'm guessing we should probably get used to that if we want to continue this adventure.
Well, yeah, but probably don't want to be inside of this valley.
Crafts, you would recognize the signature magic of Sujir. The magic that you are detecting watching you is excluding her.
Oh, so not even her.
She is watching, yes.
Ah, she is watching. Ah, so
She
she
is
is watching
watching,
us,
but
but there's
they're
other
more than
things
just
too.
her eyes.
Yes. It's like that, yeah, Sujir's watching us. I could see that divination, but no, there's other things watching us. It almost feels
Well,
like the valley itself is watching us.
um, I'm guessing it probably has something to do with Vice, but
Yeah,
I
probably.
really I really don't want to figure out. So maybe let's come back to haunt us, but I guess we just got to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm willing to just book this to book it on this one. I'm sure the area's changing due to its like I guess the magics up there was affecting down here. So this would be one of those moments where I don't want to fuck around and find out.
If anyone wants to roll a nature check, they may now do so at advantage. The Arcana check is basically what you have determined with Detect Magic.
Ah,
I'm gonna try again with -1. Oh yeah.
I said with advantage. So
Oh,
if you want
sorry.
to attempt to roll higher, go right ahead.
I thought this being advantage meant said that it was giving us.
No, it's basically you were told this, now you can go again.
For Richter or both?
For both.
Well,
Yig said, nah, do it again.
it's and just for me to get one up in the end. Nice.
Sumi and Richter, with 18 being the prerequisite, uh, you would note that before a powerful magic had been flowing through the area, keeping the trees all vibrant and luscious. Now you do not sense that magic as you note the trees and shrubbery seem to all be withering ever so slightly. Almost unnoticeable, but you can Sumi specifically, being of druidic nature, you can sense as if the primeval plant growth spell was beginning to fade away.
Wonder if it was held by Bartholomew, right? That was
Uh,
the guy we fought. Sorry, I don't know
y-
why I'm not remembering the name right.
It's
Yeah, Bartholomew.
possible.
I wonder if this was held up by him.
with the combined searches of Crafts, Richter, and Sumi, you were able to kind of piece together that, like Richter had stated, perhaps this was sealed by Bartholomew, or perhaps when Vice reawakened, his magic instead surged out and began destroying the area around him.
We
You
saw
do
what he did
recall
to the
back in the
armor.
temple, yes, you recall back in the temple, his mere power was decaying even golden armor.
Fair. I was just also thinking on the way that was worded, like Jesus fucking Christ! I'm sorry, I just lost my entire train of thought. Go right ahead.
Derail, derail.
All right, so we're still running out. We're still getting the heck out of here.
Would you like to go at a faster pace?
Yeah, I would second that.
It's like magic. It's like Mr. Magic Eyes. Wait, should we go at a faster pace? You see
Yeah.
Slime Head furiously shaking up and down.
Faster.
Alrighty. Since you are now heading at a faster pace, it will take you half the time to get out of the canyon, but you risk a higher chance of running into some of the creatures. However, fortune favors you as you rush throughout the day to quickly get towards the canyon. Uh, you arrive about a day's travel from the edge of it as night begins to fall, and you begin to feel a deep unease with the area. Now, with the magics becoming more visible, you begin to see plants decaying around you.
Oh.
So, do we want to try to set up camp or?
Hmm.
If you wish to press on through the night, you will risk exhaustion.
I mean, if we make it out, we can spend the day relaxing versus having to deal with whatever this magic is doing something to us.
That is true.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so pressing through the night.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Pushing yourselves to the limits, you force yourself on throughout the night. Uh, Exhaustion begins overwhelming you as you arrive at the base of the cliff, as morning begins to come as well.
So is like this the is this are we like free? Are we like away from the effects of the magic or the effect or whatever it is?
You're at the base of the cliff right before the climbed pathway to head up.
So I'm guessing scaling that would probably add another layer of exhaustion.
Uh, by the by pushing yourself to basically the limits, you have given yourself one. Everybody in the party has gained a point of exhaustion, but you have arrived at the base of the cliff, so you would need to climb up it to get out. It would still apply to the time frame, but you would be rolling as if exhausted.
Can crafts tell if we're out of range of the magic?
The magic itself is the forest itself, and the forest is still decaying around you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's still happening around us.
Well, Richter has his armor to climb. Crafts is crafts. I think Kara has a climbing speed. I can wild shape, so the only issue would be metal and Calendula.
Well, I'm pretty sure I can carry Calendula.
So the issue would be metal.
If Richter wanted to carry metal, I can shrink metal
I was about to say, like, how do you expect me to carry metal?
because I can shrink him.
That could work.
I can make
Yeah.
him. I can make him the size of a. Damn it.
Is it you make one thing small, or can you make multiple?
I can make one thing smaller.
Okay. So we could
I
do
can make
that.
one thing. I can make one thing smaller or one thing bigger, and I can make him as small as Chloe.
Alrighty,
Laughs.
and uh, by reducing metal to that size, it subtracts his weight by how much?
Enlarge, reduce. Reduce. Target size is halved in dimensions, and its weight is reduced to 1/8 of its normal.
Alrighty.
This
It
also
would
makes them small.
by casting reduce on metal, it would reduce him down to 60 pounds, which
Just
Richter would be able to carry. But the moment that enlarge reduce ends while climbing the cliff, Richter would immediately be unable to carry him.
Oh, right. It only lasts a minute.
Would you be able to shrink him down and then put him in the bag of holding?
Yeah, but it only lasts a minute.
I mean, you could just put him in the bag of holding in general.
I thought he couldn't fit.
Oh, right. Yeah, if you want to insta-kill metal, reduce him and put him in the bag of holding.
Wouldn't. Well, how
be
tall is the
looking at
cliff
so much
face?
scrap.
What was that, Cat?
How tall is the cliff?
You were looking about a 200 to 300 foot climb.
Who could move the fastest up it?
Richter.
Would he be able to get up to the top in a minute? Or at least get halfway and throw the bag to the top?
Let's see. With a 30-foot climbing speed from the Queen's Protector.
What?
Uh,
It just gives me my regular speed
yeah.
in climbing, so I still have 30 feet. So, well, could I in a minute? I'm pretty sure I could if I was like
Here, just
dashing
30
every time.
times.
Mm,
In a minute time with dashing, you would be able to get metal up the cliff within half of a minute.
All right, yeah. So you can get him up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can do it. I'm good with
I
that.
don't think I can fly yet, right? Yeah, I'm flying speed.
Nope.
And that's not until, was it 7th?
Something like that.
Or is, or is that swimming? And then it's flying until like 10th.
Kara will basically pick up Calendula and put her in her backpack, then be able to just climb up on her own.
That works.
Because in terms of weight that Kara carries, she has 10 pounds on her. She can carry a fox.
Ah, fair enough.
Like,
Sumi.
the heaviest thing she has is darts.
Hmm. Yeah, that should be good. So I'll cast Enlarge Reduce. Bonk. That's a spell. You take this. You take this little robot toy and go
I'm
up
just
there.
gonna be like, how do you want me to carry you, Metal?
Stop wasting time and just go.
Fair. Hey, I just grab him anyways and run and
Scoops
just
him up
start
like
running.
baby.
Sumi will be a giant wolf spider since the climbing speed is 40 feet.
Alrighty. And crafts. I'll need an athletics check from you, since you do not have a climbing speed.
Yeah.
What size is the giant wolf spider?
Medium.
Okay. I was gonna say, if it was a large creature, then crafts would be able to ride on it.
No, he wouldn't.
Let's see.
I want to say in terms of like weight and whatnot, crafts almost weighs the same as metal.
because of all the crap I'm carrying.
Yeah, metal has a light inventory but a high body weight. Crafts has a heavy inventory but lighter body weight.
Let's see. You said athletics?
Yes, and it would be at disadvantage, which would
Neutral.
just neutralize.
Yeah. Yeah, neutralize. Well, here's open. Hey.
With a 20, you're the parkour slime as you climb up the cliff. Being the last one up the cliff, you would begin to like see out behind you. Just note as the forest itself was going from a luscious green to a just dark brown.
Hello?
Yeesh.
Hello.
Howdy.
Okay, well, apparently voice mod decided to reset a setting or something, and it decided to say that my controller was my mic now.
Ah,
That's why you've
interesting.
been quiet.
But that's why I wasn't talking for a while. But so was that pertaining to like travel? Like like everybody had a method of travel, but me basically.
Yes, so Rick or
Hmm. See, that
Craft
sucks
shrunk you
because I
down
saw
and
the.
Richter just grabbed you like a toy and took you up the cliff.
I mean, yeah, that just sucks because it's like I got a new spell like the steed one. What was it called?
Uh,
Summon
You know,
speed?
oh, yeah, summon steed. Oh, yeah,
Find speed, yeah.
I
but I
believe
didn't
you
take it
are.
because
Yeah.
I didn't really think we would need it. But damn,
Well, I mean, I don't know how a
but I
steed's
guess it
gonna help
works
you
out.
climb a cliff.
Oh,
This horse got opposable thumbs.
Can we just for a moment? So, my whole inventory, like bag of holdings, 15 pounds. I got like some just normal random items on me. My stone swim armor is 65 pounds. That makes up more than half of my combined, like, just weight being carried.
Breastplate moment.
Like, nothing else is as heavy as that.
Wait, if you have the stone swim armor, why didn't you just stone swim up the cliff?
Because it's solid rock.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's specifically on loose rock and sand.
gotcha.
So basically, once
Also,
she's
it's
back
equal
up
to
in the
your
desert,
movement
she can do
speed.
that.
Movement speed is 30 feet. Giant spider is 40.
Coupled with if she had ended a turn within stone, she would have been ejected out. So she'd basically go up 30 feet and then get thrown out into midair, which is not ideal.
Yeah, fair enough. No,
It's a
it's like
lot
video.
easier to just spider fox.
No, it's like a video game. She clips into the wall, and the game doesn't want you to be in the wall, so it tries to put you on land vertically. So she just teleports to the top.
What is this video game you speak of?
Don't worry about it.
The forest child meets the space nerd. Okay, so upon arriving at the top of the cliff, you're all able to get yourself a moment to rest, uh, feeling pretty safe, all things considered, or at least safe from the uh, monsters below, the death and decay that's been growing from within.
Hmm.
Time to rest.
Woo, rats.
Alrighty, you're able to take a long rest and shrug off the exhaustion before it got worse. Uh, by taking the long rest, you would awaken about the middle of the day. I'm going to do a quick therapy.
Yep, yep, yep.
Cat, Okay, just make it sure. Alrighty,
Mhm.
so long rest and restoration of the exhaustion. You wake up towards the middle of the day, and you are surprised and kind of stunned to realize you're in a very familiar area, the town from beforehand, the one that had been destroyed by the uh, Chaos Neurarchne.
Doesn't
But
that mean we're only like a day from town?
uh, let me finish, please. Uh, but this time the town looks different. Instead of seeing buildings that have been burned, scorched, or decayed to the ground, you instead see just the burning buildings are still there. Like anything that got set aflame stays aflame. But as for the rest of the buildings, they look relatively undamaged. The only noteworthy thing is how it's once again a ghost town, with just these shards of glass jutting up from the ground here and there.
Weird.
You would notice the cavern in the back as well.
Hey, Paul.
Yes.
So when wouldn't don't we as a party usually just have like one person keeping watch,
Hmm?
or but I also like I'm also noticed
Metal,
my
Metal and Richter would. You guys both have basically the sentry mode thing.
yeah, that's what I was
So
about to say.
it basically would have been it just materialized and you're in the middle of town.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that there wasn't something else happening.
Peculiar.
Any idea why we're back here?
Or why it's back here.
I mean, last time we were in
Fair.
the town, it moved. Towns here move, that's normal. They probably
Yeah.
just decided to move here. It just means we have one less landmark when navigating back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Does anybody want to do a quick search of the town, or do we just want to head on?
Seeing as it seems something attacked this town again, and no one is here or crying for help, I'd rather not deal with whatever did that. She'll point at the glass.
Fair
It is
enough.
peculiar. A little intriguing, but we want to stay safe. I'm willing to pass it by.
I'm more invested in getting back to town.
Anybody who wants to do a cursory glance as they're heading out, go ahead and give me a perception. And these aren't like just glass shards and whatnot. These are like
Kumi stares.
huge chunks of glass throughout it. Sumi,
You got 10 more than me. It's amazing.
with your natural 20, your eyes would kind of wander and look inside of a building where you would notice uh, a figure standing there. Though the figure is unmoving with your natural 20, you would be able to sort of get a better look at them and realize this is a statue of a person, a statue made of glass.
That person looks like they got turned to glass inside that building over there.
Richter looks down under his shoe as he's stepping on glass.
With your
Uh,
17, Richter, uh, you would realize that your boot had kicked up against a glass arm.
oh.
As
I
with
don't
your
think I have much.
perceptions, you're able to look around and note that all of the glass-like objects were humanoid.
Well, that's not horrifying at all. All right, I am much more
Are
willing
we
to get
in
out
the
of here.
center of town or at the beginning of it?
You're in the center of town.
Oh, because we woke up in the center.
Yes.
Okay.
You would note that the mines behind you uh, still exist as well.
So, are there like any patterns in the sand, like something bursting out or something slithering on it, or footsteps, or is it just nothing? Like wind had
Uh,
kind of flattened it.
because of the specific question, go ahead and give me an investigation check at advantage. Or a survival.
Okay. So,
At advantage. With a 23, you would notice a snake-like trail, one heading towards the caves.
I thought the tales were of them turning to stone, not glass. There's a snake trail, look.
In terms of size, it would be a bit bigger than Kara.
Sumi will look to Kara. I thought it turned people to stone. Are there different types of snakes for different materials of petrification?
Kara will shrug, not knowing herself.
Either way, it looks like what did this one into the cave? Some sort of snake or serpent.
If it is a type of Medusa, we should be cautious if we wish to engage.
Agreed.
It seems, since no one else seems to be here that isn't turned to glass, it seems the only reason we would fight is if it attacked us. Or we could try and see if there's a way to revert what was done or figure out why they turned people to glass. But
Go ahead and roll me a Arcana check if you wish to discover the cure to the petrification. With a 20,
yo, I
you're
went
able
from dog
to.
shit rolls to amazing.
Yeah. With a 20, you're able to easily discern that a greater restoration spell would need to be cast on these people to
Yeah.
free them from the glass. Those that are still intact, at least.
Yeah.
There are many shattered people throughout town.
It seems they would need some sort of paladin or cleric, someone who can cast greater restoration.
I mean, we know a cleric.
Yeah, don't look at me. I only have lesser.
Surely, if we get two lessers, we'll get a greater.
One can only hope.
Well, I don't think there's much we can do to help, seeing as by the time we get to town, tell someone they get here, it will be gone. So we can either go into the cave and do something or continue on and let this be.
I mean, it's up to y'all. This creature. I mean, we could try and avenge these people.
Could I vibe check the glass sculptures and see if they were like frozen in, oh my gosh, I'm about to get killed, or I'm going to kill you?
Go ahead and insight.
Oh my gosh, I think that's my lowest insight roll.
With an 11, you're able to. It doesn't take much to judge facial expressions. Uh, there were those who were scared, there were those who were angry, and then there were those who were surprised.
Hmm. So we see the trail that goes into the mines, but can we see where it came from?
With your previous crit on it, you would also be able to take note that it both came and left through or came from the mines and left back to the mines.
Hmm. Oh,
And you were reminded of when your last encounter here, when you had
no.
met the old timer. He stated that there was a monster uh, within the caves that they had dug into its ruins, that it had come up and killed everyone. But he never once did say that it was Nearachne.
Well, this seems self-contained. They dug into its home. It retaliated. They went back to its home. The best we could do is put a sign up.
I wonder if that sign will go with the town.
I'm sure if we attach it to the mine entrance, it would go with the mine, hopefully.
I mean, when in these moving towns, we've literally slept inside of these buildings, and the buildings leave, and they just drop us on the floor.
It would be a test. We could try putting a wooden sign on it, or writing in some of the wood already on the mine, engraving it.
Maybe.
I could easily burn a message into one of these wooden beams. No one's saying anything? She's gonna do it.
I mean, I'm fine with it.
I'll just watch your back.
Mm-hmm.
Do I look like your dad?
Well, no one was commenting. Anyway, she'll do it in all three languages she knows.
Okay, so Common, Druidic, and Sylvan.
Yeah.
All right, and what do you write?
Keep out.
Okay,
This is not your home. Something like that. Probably shortened due to different languages. Looks like Druidic. Basically just a danger. Keep out.
okay.
There you go. Keep out. This is not your home, burglar. Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, that's the point. And then he turned to glass.
So,
Alrighty. The ghost town is quiet as Sumi works. Richter, since you stated you were standing guard, go ahead and give me a insight check.
Insight, you said?
Yes.
Oh, 24. One
You
off
would
nat 20.
you would come to the disturbing realization that the path the creature took throughout town was to head straight through the center of town, and all the statues in question were looking towards the center of town, as if the creature came into town, made its presence very visibly known, then turned everything into glass before leaving.
So it wanted. Seems like it wanted people to look at it. Made its presence known in some sense. This could be bad if we just leave this here, to be honest.
well,
Yeah, it could. I mean, imagine if this thing like wandered off.
All I'm doing is just pointing out my observations. I still think it's up to the group to decide.
If it made its presence known in order to turn all of them to glass, it seems it didn't want to fight all of them. You couldn't fight a horde, but if you could do something to turn all of them petrified, that would be a way to get rid of the problem.
That is fair. It also could be a way of gaining power in some way. But I will be honest, I'm not that knowledgeable on magic and the like. So I can't speak too highly on all that.
I don't think a magic where you gain power from doing something like that would leave a glass sculpture. It would more likely leave a body or nothing at all.
See? Exactly what I mean. Don't know much about magic. So yeah, I'm down for whatever we're willing to do as a group.
So far,
What about the lich? She gains life from having us in here.
she doesn't turn us into glass sculptures.
Our corpses.
Yeah, but don't the people just vanish eventually?
Once they die.
They turn into zombies. They're undead.
What if these crystals are like focuses?
Break
Wouldn't
the
Just a
you
focus, I guess.
wouldn't you rather keep your focuses in good condition? It seems only a handful are, those inside, mainly.
hmm.
I mean, if you have enough, why would you care if a few get broken?
It's not just a few, it's many of them.
Anyone who seemed to get near the trail seems to have been shattered. As if whatever did this didn't care if they were together or
In a
not.
way. Yeah.
Just wanted to get rid of them.
It seems at the moment it was just getting rid of what disturbed it. If it does
I mean,
something else, then we may have cause for concern. But for now, it just seems it was defending its territory, its home.
I mean, it's still a pretty malevolent force.
Yeah,
Kind of something we should probably nip in the bud.
I'm I'm not gonna say too much more, but I don't think this thing is I don't know. We don't know if this thing's necessarily willing to only. Uh, we're not sure if this thing is necessarily just willing to stay here or not do it
If you
this
were
to
to
other places.
disturb a wolf mother's den, would she not snap at you?
What if this thing was sealed for a reason, though?
Why would they
Hmm.
dig in there? They themselves would
Uh,
have had to seal it. It's their mine.
Or if what if it was sealed long before it was a mine?
And then the mountain was turned. Is it a mountain? And then the ground was turned back to stone, nothing touched. They made the mine, so they would have had to be completely repaired for them to dig back into it.
Isn't that possible with magic?
It would take a very long time to do.
Again, I'll do whatever the group wants, but I think we should always make sure, not just hope for the best.
If you wish to go explore and see what happened, and also anger whatever lives inside, I won't stop you from entering its home.
No, I'll leave it. I just hope that this doesn't come back. I just hope that we don't see a lot of innocent people die because of the decision. But I don't know. Guess we can't. We're not really gods, so we can't really decide what happens. Can't know what the future. So
Hmm.
You can change what
Okay,
happens in your life.
I rolled for it passively just to check, and this would totally fucking happen just to fuck with you guys. Sumi, with your passive perception, you notice Sujir at the front of town.
We have someone following us still.
look to where she's
Someone.
looking. Oh God. Yes, we know there's multiple people following us. Graphs.
You see
Start
Sujir crouched down at a sign.
Walk towards
Like crouch
Sujir.
over like she's leaning down to read it, or
No, like she's at the sign that would be at the entryway saying like welcome to this place.
I just realized, did I never add her? I did. Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
As I've already started walking towards Sujir.
Time to go see what she's doing. Fireball. Just kidding. I can't cast fireball.
I feel like if we
I
tried,
bet
it'd
you would
just
if
do
you
a
could.
I would if I could. I wish I could cast fireball. It would be totally up my
That
alley as a wildfire druid to cast fireball. But
I
instead I
think
have revivify.
yeah, I don't get that because the fact when the class first came out, they had Fireball.
No, the druid's too OP, guys. Too
It's
OP.
like it's the wildfire druid. Of course they would get Fireball.
Like, I have plant growth, you know? Like, I have
Like
regrowth.
they used to have plant growth and Fireball, and it's like, why did you give them Revivify?
They took away fireball and they gave me the whatever it's called, the spell where you touch a quiver and it makes it fire arrows.
I
They
mean,
traded fireball
you
for
have the power to
fire.
homebrew the change, or like put it back to what it was.
N-
Eh, I made a subclass before. I don't want to have to edit it again. It's a pain in the ass.
It's a nightmare.
Mm.
I made Zovo's subclass. Okay, I don't want to have to make something again. On D&D Beyond, it's just too much coding.
Yeah. So
But to be
anyway,
fair, it would simply just be adding a spell, but you know.
Richter, you approach up to Sujir and you see that she's writing on the welcome sign.
I'm not gonna really say anything. I'm just gonna start like
Glass
not
blowers
too close.
are us.
Just gonna look and see what she's writing. See if I can understand it.
You'll see that she's basically used a paintbrush to mark off the name of the town. It used to be called Gold Gulch. She has changed the name to Ghost Gulch and changed the population down to 1. Just fixing something.
Plot holes and inconsistencies. Above board.
Do you have a penchant for things being accurate?
Hmm? No, I thought it'd be funny.
Fair enough.
You seem to all of a sudden be very interested in interacting with the world you're watching.
Well, it's an interesting world.
And why is it only now suddenly interesting?
I just recently got here. I haven't been here the entire time.
Do you not have a boss to work for outside, or are you allowed to mess with this inside?
Well, with the plans currently going on, we don't have anything major planned. So I'm just killing time.
Have you spoken to Luna about that issue?
No, I rarely speak to her about anything.
Wasn't the whole reason you were watching the fight was for something to do with the outside?
For my own interests.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys performed exemplarily. That's a word, right?
Exemplary.
Your performance was exemplary.
Exemplarily, I don't know.
Potato, potato, you know what I'm saying.
It's just funny coming from her. Uh-huh.
So you seem to have some knowledge about this town and its now only resident. Mind giving me a little peace of mind so so that I don't think it's going to go around killing everybody.
As your friend previously stated, a wolf has no reason to leave its den unless disturbed or hungry, and this creature does not get hungry.
You know, I still feel like this is going to bite us in the ass, but I'm fine with leaving now.
You think this will, but Vice won't?
I know, I already think Vice is going to... I'm pretty sure I already commented on Vice is going to bite us in the ass.
We'll likely have to do something with him or the frog, seeing as things like that we fight come back. Though maybe it's only the dead ones that come back.
I wonder if the frog will come back. I'm guessing it will,
He
but...
did seem to get a bit destroyed, seeing as he was a specter that was then killed
Sujir will kind
earlier.
of smirk at your conversation.
Something funny.
Once was living, now becomes dead, but once was dead, can be brought back. What if it was always dead?
Either way, we have to deal with your patron, was it?
My employer.
Employer. The same thing, just different freedom.
So, did you seriously just, like, make your presence known to us just for a joke?
Yes. Gotta amuse myself somehow. Travel is oh so boring.
And you've been watching us since we left, right?
Since you left the temple, yes.
So you'd know what we're doing.
Heading back to town, of course.
And you'd know what we're looking for.
The other artifacts.
Besides that.
Sujir will kind of shrug.
And you weren't listening, but you were watching.
She will give another shrug, and just a smile to you.
Okay. I do, unless you plan on giving us any more vague or cryptic information,
Do
I
you
do
eat?
believe we still have a... Yes, Sumi?
She's asking her. Do you eat?
I didn't hear what you said. Oh. Uh, Sujir?
Mhm.
She'll kind of sit there and then smile and go, nothing you can prepare.
Try me.
Her smile will grow a bit more sinister as she repeats, nothing you can prepare.
Do we know what? Like, I know above board we know what she is. Like, was it revealed to us in character what she is?
All you have learned about her is that she is under a polymorph-like condition, and that you have learned that her CR is 16. That is all. Or at
Mhm.
least the CR of this form.
Nothing I can prepare or nothing I can attain.
Hmm. Perhaps you would attain it one day, but you already have it. You simply just cannot prepare it.
So it'd be something that would likely kill me.
Correct.
Mhm. Well, I think we can rule out a vampire.
I would never stoop so low to become a humanoid mosquito.
Well, it seems if that's all, we'll get going now.
Travel safe, avoid the worm.
That's the plan.
Oh, Oh yeah, that thing exists still.
Yeah. Delicious in dungeon? Nah, delicious in desert. Paper win.
Mm.
Would you love me if I was
Delicious
away?
adventures in the desert. Purple worm story.
Gooey red
Here will
sand.
kind of give a cheeky little wave, then vanish.
And so we leave and continue.
Adventure. Continuing on, throughout the rest of the day, it is relatively peaceful, all things considered. The desert heat is aggravating at best, not slowing really anyone down, with the only person it could affect being Sumi and Crafts, who are pretty used to the heat at this point. And as nightfall approaches, you are able to easily settle down along, or you are easily able to settle down within the desert.
All right.
Can we all put our big brains together and try and figure it out?
Figure what out.
What she is, specifically.
Oh, Sajira?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can definitely give it a shot.
I have a couple ideas.
It would vary between. I mean, she's polymorphed, so that's one thing.
She can cast magic, high level
Yeah.
magic.
Mm-hmm.
She can hide her form. She eats some sort of soul or life force or something.
So either she's like a really powerful witch, hag. Hmm.
That could be a possibility. Oh!
Not an insult if it's true.
I was trying to look something up and I discovered something new.
Mm.
Arasta.
A rascal.
Arasta.
Hmm.
Arasta. This is right up my alley! Why
One
is it
moment.
just a galaxy arachne?
I'll be right back. You guys keep thinking.
Dryad! Whoa! I'm gonna look this up later. Or I'm gonna keep this page for later. But yeah, I don't know if we'd need to do like. Okay. I don't know if we'd need to do like history or something. Try and brain meld, figure out.
Let's see.
Could we also phone a friend, aka Sykes, be like, hey, give descriptions of what we know? Ring any bells?
Sykes would not be able to assist you in this regard.
Because he's from a different world, I take it.
Mostly because he doesn't have the slightest idea what she looks like or what she can do.
That's why we would describe the high level magic and the teleportation and the observing and the eating likely souls slash life energy and the appearance.
I'm more so saying this would be something you, as players, would have to discover for yourself. An NPC would not be able to assist you in this.
Okay. So would we not be able to do a history roll to think if we know
Yes. The DC is tremendously high, but you are able to a combined history check.
it? Okay. What's Nathan's history? We could just wait until he gets back, I guess.
Gotcha.
This.
Oh,
Hold on. I'm just gonna post it in memes and like, despite y'all not playing this game, you don't need to play it to understand. It's freaking hilarious. It's just. Uh,
Skimming through it, I am deeply concerned. Every just cut was another meme. I don't like it. Anyway. We good to go, Cat? Yeah. Okay. Uh, as you settle down for the evening, Sykes would have gotten back to you, and he will say, unfortunately, I checked throughout all of town, and yeah, nobody's even close to casting that, especially at that strength. Yeah, as I thought, the only two wizards in town are me and Varys, and Varys can only cast pretty low-level stuff from what he's shown me.
Hmm.
Sorry I couldn't be of more help, but anything else?
Any changes in town?
Mm, well, I've noted that Wilfred's been extremely pissed off lately. Don't know why.
Hmm.
You should probably speak to him when you get back.
Has he? Can you tell what he's been annoyed at? Saying anything? Anyone?
He's he's kind of just been snapping at everybody lately. I don't want to deal with. You can tell by his voice he's like motioning his hands in some way, just
He's
because like he sounds
Italian.
a bit distant. Uh, like he's trying to use hand gestures to show you something, but because it's over the phone, it's just not understandable. I don't want to deal with all that.
Hmm. I see. Well, if that's all, we should be back in how many days?
Uh, Looking at a day or two.
We should be back in a day or two.
Alrighty, see you
Well,
then.
Mm-hmm.
Click. So, before Nathan had to skedaddle, you guys were going to try and put your heads together and use history checks to figure out what Sujir is.
Yeah.
let's see what I can do here. She, wait.
Would those proficient in
Technically, I
history be able to help each other? Or is it
You
just
would
plain rolls for everyone?
everyone playing roles.
So we just take our history modifier and just add it.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we go ahead and do that?
Yes.
Ooh.
Well, despite the bad roll, Sumi, you're able to determine that she's not a Fae.
You said
Mm.
his. Okay, I had to make sure I had that.
I know a lot of Fae. She's definitely not any of them.
With your roll, Richter, you were able to determine that she's not undead.
mean, I could. Since it's like the next day, I guess I would have brought a spell in preparation, and I will enhance my ability.
Is it the next day?
He would have been able to switch his spell since it was an uneventful day. Yeah.
I'm going to give myself. What did
Do
you
it.
say?
Do
History.
it. Say it out loud.
Oh, I didn't realize. I didn't
Oh,
realize.
I'll give myself Fox's Cunning, which gives you advantage on intelligence checks. Why a fox is the intelligent one, I do not know. I have never known an intelligent fox.
Wow, he's really just saying that to sue me, Calendula Empire.
I
Shots
don't think Pyre
fired.
can hear.
I don't think
But-
Pyre's here!
If it's the end of the day and she hasn't used Pyre, usually she won't.
Yeah, look at that, it didn't do shit.
Well, you can determine that Sujir's not from space.
Oh, good.
Would that be celestial then?
No.
What would space rule out? Just in general space?
Yeah,
Sujir is not a creature from space, which Crafts is native to. He's never heard of a creature like him or like her in his time throughout space.
oh, perhaps she's a fiend. Perhaps she's a demon thing.
Alrighty, Metal. And your history check?
To be honest, she also did say a human. She also did say humanoid in a in a way that was not very did not seem approving of humanoid. And she was talking about the vampire thing.
Would be celestial.
God damn it! I thought I had it right, and then of course it fucks it up.
Sorry, just basically you max rolled on the messed up roll.
Oh,
uh, with the 14, well, I had lost the thing I was looking at. With a 14, you were able to determine that she's not a monstrosity.
So
mm.
it seems probably a celestial or a fiend.
Go ahead and give
Or
me
perhaps a
insight.
dragon.
Go ahead and give me insight, and I can repeat some information that you know.
Yo, it's time. Let's hope I don't fucking kill myself.
Well, she talked about having masters, so. Actually, no, I just realized that still means celestial or fiend. And then and then hit fucking the fucking protect the evil vision that paladins get also detects celestial and fiend, so that it wouldn't tell us which one it is. It just says that that's one of them.
She works for a demon, wasn't
She works for the Keeper.
it? Mm-hmm.
You
Because
would also note that she writes an infernal for the most part, and that with her magics, she is a powerful, powerful creature, and with the way she did her rituals, it is demonic in nature. It is safe to assume that she could be a fiend of
Oh,
sorts.
the creature is demonic in nature. Very icky. No good.
Wait a second. I was like, why is this familiar? Oh.
Oh, a dubious little
Oh.
creature. Up to mischief. No good.
I,
Oh, it is demonic in nature. Very icky. No good.
it's more so it's like Why does the keeper sound familiar? Why does this look for
Oh.
I'll be right back.
Hmm.
Pichu understands.
Smile.
If only she were here so we could ask! If only!
Mm.
To be fair, it's probably best
Mm.
she isn't. Doesn't this kind of confirm even more? Like, yeah, we have a bunch of signs leading to, uh, a fiend, but couldn't this, I mean, just Keeper in general, couldn't it also be a dragon? Because dragons can
Uh,
do good magic, yeah.
Yeah, dragons can do very powerful magics as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although they usually will have some form of innate magic. Though if dragons who learn magic are 90% of the time wizards.
Mm-hmm.
No joke. Like there's dragons that like the special dragons in most campaigns that do like special magic. They just have levels in wizard.
I mean, hey, like one of the base D&D dragons of just a super high power is a I think like CR 29 dragon that's basically just the headmaster of a school.
Yeah. Neverwinter.
So yeah, it seems like we're
Not the head
between fiend
not the
and
headmaster. She's like the
dragon.
nanny. Oh, are you talking about the gold one?
Red.
Oh, then never mind.
Let me see. I can get you a name real quick. It is. Oh, my apologies. A CR 26. Uh, Niv Mizzet.
Oh, Niv Miz. Wait, what are you?
No,
What
wait,
you-
it's the wrong one. Might be a CR
No, no, no,
twenty
no.
three.
Niv Mizzet is from Ravnica from Magic the Gathering. Yeah, it's from the Magic the Gathering stuff. I figure it's bullshit.
Were we waiting on somebody to get back?
Richter's still muted.
Alright, alright. Alright. Walter inhaled. I think he had to step. Okay. So yeah, with the information you have gained, you have determined that is a fiend in the form she's currently in is around CR 16.
Peculiar. Too much for you, scary. Although, knowing our proclivities, we'd probably find some stupid way to get an easy dub on that.
Since it's a new day cooking,
Hmm? Uh, Since it'd be nightfall, yes. Would you like to use any of the ingredients?
I'm looking for my ingredients. I will use. I'll use a brick egg.
All right. With a 12, you expend basically everything that you used in it, but it is a success. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, never mind. Yes, it's success. It's a success.
Me
Sorry.
when I roll a 2, but I have a plus 10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can basically only, with the handy haversack, you can only fail on a crit fail. Alrighty, give me a 1d20. A 14. Of course, it's the one I didn't write down. I'm just gonna bump it down one. Just for now. You make yourself some, some springy sauteed shroom. Because I
Haven't I
don't have
made
anything.
these?
Yes, you've made them before. I just didn't have anything for 14, so I have to bump it down for the time being till I can fill it in. That is like one of the few I don't have, funnily enough.
We can eat those now,
Alrighty.
since I have something saved.
With springy sauteed shrooms, as a bonus action, you can make a standing leap of your entire movement once a day. This will still provoke opportunity attacks. Alrighty. As you're settling down for the evening, cooking and brainstorming, up to the north, you begin to see a storm begin to gather as lightning strikes the desert. It would appear that it is quickly heading in your direction.
Oh, that's no good.
If anybody would like to do a perception check, you might check how long it'll be until the storm is upon you.
My brain was just like cast identify, touch the rain. Now. It'll be upon us now.
Richter, with your years of experience and that critical roll, uh, if it's 25, you are able to determine that the storm will be on the party within 4 hours. And judging by what the high winds of the storm are bringing, there's likely to be a sandstorm within.
So are we just out in like the full open desert?
Uh, with a quick look around from your perception, you are able to notice basically just some sandstone structures here and there, spiring rocks just throughout
Kind
the
of like the
desert.
picture.
Yeah, kind of like the picture. Places you could take cover from a sandstorm, but not so much a thunderstorm.
I mean, as long as we have something taller than us, we'll be fine.
Okay. Well, let's just find a place taller than us so we can at least be protected from most of the wind.
I think we should try and make as much distance as we can before the storm hits.
All right. Whatever the group wants to do.
I would like to remind Kat that it is currently nighttime, so if you were to run forward, you risk running exhaustion as well within the time frame.
I thought we.
I mean, you can press on through the night and sleep in the morning again if you want, but
No, I thought just like.
so what's the game plan?
I guess Richter will find with his perception, with the perception check, will try to find the biggest, the best place in the sandstone structures. This best place of the sandstone structures to just maybe head out for now, or we can make the vote to choose to try to run and see if we can get to a better place in 4 hours, and hope that we don't get caught in the middle of the desert in those 4 hours after those 4 hours.
How long do you think the storm is going to last?
That I mean
I'm
that's impossible
dumb.
to tell from
I could have used guidance on myself.
Alrighty. If you want to give me another perception check, you can try and see if you can see through the storm to see how long it'll pass. Or yeah, perception's really the only one I can see for this working well.
21.
Alrighty. With a 19 and 21, judging by the speed of the storm, or judging by the speed of the storm, it would pass over quickly were it small, but this is a very large storm heading your way. You're able to determine that it'll probably last the entire night.
Mm. Yeah, I can't help us here with that.
If
The only thing I can do is provide shelter for an hour.
if there isn't a good shelter where we are now, we should leave and walk until we find somewhere.
Richter was able to spot out a couple safe spires to hide behind, but as for a cave or whatnot, you have not spotted anything to hide within.
Wait, so are we near the town? Or no?
I didn't hear that. What was that?
Are we in the middle of the desert away from the town?
You were in the Badlands, a day and a half travel from town.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, we should continue until we find a cave, hopefully. Probably a pretty brisk pace since we have 4 hours and we have ground to cover.
Already. If you do proceed to press further, I will be making a fate roll every hour to determine if you find adequate shelter. If you manage to somehow roll less than 10 4 times, then the storm will be upon you. Is that all right with everyone?
It's fair
Yep.
enough.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Pressing forward the first hour as the storm grows closer, uh, you are unable to find anything that could pose as a safety for the night. Uh, Worry filling you, you press on further. But unfortunately, once again, fate is not kind, as it seems the high winds are beginning to pick up. You begin to just in the distance see a sandstorm growing.
Why
Pressing
do we
on
have
deeper.
Pichu making our rolls?
Pressing on deeper, you begin to see some of the spires as before, but no cavern which to hide yourself away for the evening. The storm would appear to almost be upon you. Would you like to press on the final hour?
I mean, you just described it as not having something that we can go to, so.
There are still the spires to hide behind, which would protect you from the wave of the sandstorm. but it would not protect you from the thunderstorm itself.
So then we kind of have to keep going.
A bit.
Alrighty, let's hope fortune favors you. With an 11, at quite possibly what you believe is the last second, you're able to quickly find a cave to duck in and quickly get deep within as it heads up into a large sandstone crag.
The fact that we went from 4, 7, 9, and then 11.
Fate loves suspense. No sooner had you gotten within the cave and turned around to look outside, lightning immediately just explodes some of the stone behind you. As you see, this is a very dry lightning storm. You begin to hear a few creatures outside sort of moving with the storm. As just the sand swirls and the lightning pours down, you're still able to make out the occasional just grunt or howling noise. From the passive perception of Sumi, she's able to determine that these creatures appear to be made out of the very sandstorm that approaches and passes, and they simply travel with the high winds.
Hmm.
But thankfully, by pressing forward, you had been able to completely avoid these creatures and the risk of getting struck by lightning. Stares at Richter with the metal rifle, crafts in the metal armor, metal, the lightning rod himself,
Hmm.
and Sumi with her. Actually, no, the armor is not metal, it just protects you like metal. So Sumi would
It's
have been
made
the only
of
one.
bullet.
It's made of bullet, and bullet, not metal. Bullet, bullet. It's metallic in nature, but not metal.
Strong like metal, but no metal.
Not. Uh, you all spend a rather restless night as the lightning just rains down like water droplets outside. Occasionally hearing the sound of the creatures just passing by the cave, but never entering or pausing by it.
Joke's on you, the only person here who actually needs to, like, sleep a full 8 hours is Crafts and Kara. The rest of us
Okay.
either just don't really sleep or meditate for 4 hours.
The night is long and fierce, but thankfully, in the morning, you all awake with a full long rest taken.
Hmm.
And just as you're waking up, the last of the storm is fading away. So yeah, good
Mm-hmm.
morning.
Mhm.
I am simply a narrator.
Well, that went all right.
Time to
Mhm.
continue home.
Should be good.
Alrighty.
Lit.
Hmm. Let's
Heading
see.
out of the cave, you would see that the land around you has basically just been ravaged by this storm. The lightning that had been raining down, even blowing off parts of the spire that you were hiding within. uh, as basically just glasses all across the desert where the storm passed, as lightning had struck it and superheated it immediately. As at that point you would notice, trailing the storm, but not heeding you any mind, is just a large group of dust devils, basically traveling with the sandstorm.
Hmm. How fitting.
Crafts, it would be at this point uh, that you would notice that even though the shaking of the storm uh, has stopped as it heads away, something on you continues to shake.
Hmm. I'll look around at what I'm feeling.
Uh, Looking throughout your inventory, you would notice that your staff of memory seems to be rattling a little bit, but the rattling begins to fade as the storm heads away.
Oh. Hmm. Well, I can like kind of like hold it and like point it towards the direction of the storm.
It continues to rattle. It seems the storm is uh, affecting it in some way.
Can I determine is this is a is it like a reacting to something in the storm, or is the storm affecting things of of this magical nature?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check with advantage. With a critical
25.
hit, you're able to safely determine that one of the memories of the creature within seems to despise something within the storm.
Hmm. Interesting. There's something. There must be something bad in there. Oh, what would hate a what would hate a sandstorm? Do.
Do you have any ideas? I would love to hear them.
Uh,
The storm could have the same frequency of magic as the towers. It could be that if we were in that storm, we would not wake up here.
I mean,
Oh.
looking at the ones that I recognize in here, I don't really see anybody that would have a problem with this storm.
I say not to Crafts as a character, but Nathan as a player. What character do you believe would have an issue with something that lives within a storm?
Much to
Characters
throw
that
this
think
out there. It's not Anakin, right?
No.
Stares at Sailor. Stares back.
I'll be
Stares
right
at
back.
what? Stares at what?
Nothing, nothing.
I don't. I, I, I feel like my brain's not connecting something here.
If any of the other players have an idea, they're free to chime in as well.
I do.
I'm just thinking, Nathan, if it's like if it's possible, most likely a character that Paul and you have played with at the same time, or at least he knows well enough about to make them part of this and make them part of your individual item. That probably limits it to the amount of characters, right?
Well,
Stairs.
like there's the one that's in the there's the one that's in the staff that I've encountered, and they're like not like none of these are connecting in my head as somebody that would hate a storm.
Okay, then that is possibly not a character that you've met. Then you've
Okay,
Pichu,
so
is it the
then
character that we do know?
That doesn't
I don't
narrow it down. I'd need you to say the name aloud.
I don't
I
have any idea of a specific character. I'm just trying to like put logic forward and be like, look, this could be figured out. So I don't like know a lot of your guys' D&D
With your
characters, so
with your crit, I can narrow it down a little bit. 6 or 4. Let me check real quick. No, neither of them, but they have played with them.
Wait, neither of them were scared of the storm?
Night,
number 6 and number 4.
yes. Uh, number 6 being Climb and number 4 being Grigor. Neither of them have the vendetta in question, but they have played with them.
Meaning that it could be Sumi, but I don't
Wait,
think Sumi
wait,
encountered.
wait, what are we talking about? I thought we were talking
Or
about
not
his
Sumi.
staff being scared of of the storm.
No, it's
no,
not
something inside
staff.
the staff.
Something inside the staff is reacting to something within the storm.
Oh,
We're
did you
trying to
guys
figure out the
not hear what
individual
I
person.
said then?
No, I asked you to say it again and you
No,
stayed
before
muted.
that. I was saying maybe the magic in the staff is similar to the magic in the storm. Maybe they have similar magics. So it was like, hey, it's like magnets, you know?
No. With Nathan's critical arcana, he is able to determine that something within his staff itself is what's reacting to the storm.
Yeah, so that's why I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the ones here. We know it's not 6 or 4. It's not Grigor. It's not Climb.
I will say you have not rolled
Silo.
them yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say Silo doesn't. I don't think has anything to do with it. Has anything to do with it. And if Rise is in here, I don't think he has anything to do with the storm either.
I'll be right back.
What about Kilmorn?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, is it Kilmorn? But I'm like,
Well, didn't you also say there
no,
was
no, no,
another
Kilmorn.
person?
No. Kilmorn is on here. Kilmorn is the bestial chef.
Yep.
But then wasn't there? Didn't you guys tell me at one point that you had somebody else join that campaign? Wait, no, you said that I
Archer.
would have.
Archer is not in it, and neither is the shithead.
He also did say that it was like near Grigor, so like Grigor played with it or
The
whatever.
shithead.
Uh, whatever what's his face was, who basically just stole from the party, then never joined again.
Oh, oh, that what's his?
It's
Yeah,
not Ivan either.
yeah. I was gonna say it's not Ivan. It's not him.
Um, I'll be right back as well. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Because I'm trying to think. I'm like, Alpex doesn't have anything to do with a storm. Besides, I mean, he could be considered a storm.
No, I think it's more along the lines of there's something like is there something typically inside of a sandstorm in like this idea? Like what would be the thing that's if somebody is scared of is what I'm trying to figure out. Because is it like an elemental force that's inside the sandstorm that's controlling it that is what they're afraid of, or is it like possibly an item or a type of person or something like that?
If it's from the Galanodel campaign, the only one who would fear an elemental storm
Give me a second.
or a creature inside of said storm, Rise, I don't think would be afraid of it. Alpex wouldn't. Facus wouldn't. Ladano?
I'm back.
Xantu?
We're really trying to narrow everything down, but we're pretty sure it's none of the player characters from Galen Odell, but we're pretty sure it's from Galen Odell.
No, because all of these are between player characters.
Oh right, yeah. Then wait, who are we missing then? In
Yeah,
Galen
that's
Odell.
that's the thing. That would be Rise or Archer. But
Oh,
what
I'm
would
back.
Rise be afraid of in front of inside of a storm? The only thing Rise would be afraid of inside of a storm is if Baron was in there. I guess more that he would be angry or annoyed with it.
Wait.
So wait, like Paul, is this
Like,
actually like from Galen Odell?
We saw the
Hmm?
dust devils, yeah, inside
Yes.
the storm. Was that all we saw inside the storm?
That's what was following the storm. On ground level, that's all you could make out.
Yeah, I don't know.
What was your question, Elijah?
So like I don't know if we just I don't know if I like somehow assumed this or something. So like is this person probably most likely from like the Galen Odell campaign?
From uh my from what I have previously stated, and I will not elaborate further, he has shared a campaign with Climb and Grigor.
And that's the only
Okay.
campaign that they would be from.
Yeah, because Greco I haven't put in any other campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to be a player character though. So that literally leaves like what 3 options that are even available to pick from.
Okay, and we know it's not one of the ones that I already know of.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
So
saying. It leaves like 3. Because that would be Rise, Silo, and Archer, right?
no, I have Silo.
Oh right, yeah, you already have Silo, so never mind.
Yeah, so it would just be Rise or Archer or Alpex. But he's not a player character. He's just a character he's just a previous character of mine that I twisted into an NPC. He's not the original Alpex. He's twisted into a different NPC.
But I mean, maybe that could still count. But like, would that make sense without picks?
I will tell
I,
you in advance, Archer is not in this.
okay.
Okay, so does that literally leave only like Rise and possibly Alpex?
We can also always
They
just
might.
move on and figure this out later.
Yeah.
Since we're obviously not getting it, or we're just going in circles, why don't we just continue on?
Mm-hmm.
Or not, I guess.
I'm
I
good with
already said
moving
my
on.
part of. I already said my part about when we woke up. So I don't
I
know.
meant more so the person who's always like, I'm just a narrator. We chose what we're gonna do.
Yeah. I just reacted to the staff, and I'm just thinking about the staff, and I was just like, huh. And saw the dust devils and went, interesting. They're like scavenger creatures cleaning up a trail.
I'm letting y'all finish up your thoughts before saying y'all head on out. Seems that the thoughts themselves are finished, so
Yeah.
you continue onwards towards town. Need to go back to the thing I was on. One moment.
The only thing that I could think of that would be dry lightning related would be like glister.
Alrighty. As you're continuing on through the wreckage and whatnot, uh, you begin to see every now and then just what look to be body parts of animals here and there. Like something had just torn them apart and left their carcasses.
Hmm. Floppy eater, I guess.
Not a problem.
Matter Pepper?
Alrighty. Continuing onwards, you begin to see just more and more of the carcasses scattered about. You begin to hear the sound of just something sharp stabbing into flesh and bone up ahead.
Oh, something's going on here, folks.
How far ahead can we tell, or can we tell?
With the newfound debris all throughout, you are able to not quite see it, but you're able to hear that it's about 100 feet forward.
Is there maybe a pile nearby that I could possibly climb and see if I can get a better look, possibly with my scope?
Would you like to make a stealth check to do so?
I don't think I have a disadvantage. I don't, so yeah, I can. Is that cool with the party before I do this?
Should be fine. I'm here to back you up.
It is fine.
I'll just roll stealth. Not 20.
With a nat 20, you're able to silently climb up on one of the glass spikes that have formed from the previous storm and get
Well, that also
a
makes sense. I could use my armor and just climb up it easily.
yeah uh, get a view out uh, into the area in front of you. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I'm just scanning the area so I don't get advantage. Let's go.
Correct.
23.
With a 23, to much to your horror, you see one of the creatures you had previously faced, uh, a five-armed individual, just ripping apart a hyena corpse. It is using long spiked claws, one of the Saurosaurn you had previously faced, though this one seems much smaller than its relative.
Okay. With the same, do I have to make another stealth check if I want to try to climb down quietly?
No, if you're crit, you would be able to climb down quietly.
Okay. I'll climb back down and tell the group what I see. It's another Saurus one. Do we wish to avoid it or?
I would prefer to avoid it.
Alrighty, then I'll need stealth checks from everybody as you uh, pass by.
Hmm.
Do I need to roll another one?
Yes.
Could I? Metal has disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Could I give Metal guidance?
Yes.
Does that just negate it or what?
No, it adds a 1d4 to the roll.
Of course, when it actually is necessary.
Would I get advantage because of my armor?
Roll again, metal. Because it's disadvantage. Uh, because of your armor.
Damn
Ouch.
When you
disadvantage, otherwise I
attempt
had gotten a crit.
when you attempt to
Or
conceal yourself from enemies and slink past guards, oh wait,
You have,
it's for the
you have
rocky
advantage on
terrain.
dexterity checks made to hide in rocky terrain. This is rocky terrain. So, yes, advantage.
I mean, does it even matter? I got a 1 total.
Man, that is duality right there. And that 20 then a 0.
Up.
Well, it's a 1 with guidance, so.
Yeah.
I do believe. Well, a zero. One is a lot better than a zero, right?
And on this
Eh,
case.
It's not a nat one.
It's fair.
As you're trying to crouch down and make your way around, you just hear metal boom, 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 boom behind the group. The creature is alerted, and begins quickly making its way over.
I can probably tag it before it gets to us. You want me to?
Richter, by the terrain around you, you would not be able to get a shot off until it is within 30 feet.
Oh, okay. I thought. Oh, right. Yeah, I had to climb up. Sorry, that was my fault.
Due to the just rocky and now glassy terrain, it is rough.
All right. Looks like we're gonna prepare. Get in
Alrighty,
position.
that'll
Say
be
what?
initiative. Metal initiative, not stealth.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have a -2 on initiative because, Dex.
Would you like to go at initiative 0, or would you like to re-roll your initiative?
I mean, if okay.
A 13 is much better. Alrighty. Rounding the corner, you see one of the Lost Sorrowsworn immediately just begin shrieking as he approaches Crafts. On the phone.
Sorry, I was muted. I didn't realize. Well, time for this thing all over again.
You would all note now, this creature is much smaller than the one you had previously faced. Doesn't seem to have the same horrific aura as the enhanced one you had faced off against in Mistwoods.
All right. Well, let's see what I can do here. Uh, okay. That might be worth it with what I can do. I'm going to how far away is it from me?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. I'm going to bonus action use my staff of memory.
Give me a 1d12. Let's
Got
see,
an
let's
8.
see.
That is the mechanical behemoth.
Yep. Your size increases by 1 stage, and you gain resistance to lightning and poison damage, as well as advantage on constitution saves for the duration, as
Alright.
a mechanical whirring begins to come from within your armor. You watch as crafts doubles in size.
And I'm now going to charge it and start to make some gauntlet attacks.
Roll to hit, as a giant fist swings down.
Let me make sure I have this here. How many of those do I get?
Also,
Yeah.
Nathan, could you lean forward a bit? Your mic's really quiet.
No, it's I have to pull it up. I knocked it all the way down instead of holding it closer to my mouth. How many of them do I have? Requires you
Thunder
using.
Gauntlet attacks, you should have
No,
two
no,
now.
my maneuver.
Oh, you have two.
I have two. Okay.
Yes. It should be under the feats.
Yeah, that's what I
Or,
was checking, but it didn't
no,
say.
wait, it's one from what it looks like.
So I only have one superiority dice.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you gain one superiority die, which is a d6. It's a die added to any superiority die you have from another source. This die is used to fuel your maneuvers.
Okay. Um, okay.
If you're looking at grappling strike, then it would be a bonus action to use.
Yeah, I already used that, so it's only going to be the other one. Oh, that's the best I can do. Rolling to hit to punch him first.
Here comes the swing, and it's a
18.
strike. 18. Remember to add a 1d4 to your damage since you are enlarged.
And because because I'm pretty sure I still have the Viper Strikers.
Yep. Now you can use them again.
Mm-hmm. The 8 plus 5. 6 thunder,
Dealing 6 points of thunder damage.
4 poison from the Viper or acid. Pretty sure it's poison. And then 4
4 more
more.
bludgeoning. 4 more you.
Mineral, mineral, and then 2 max rolls. And then he is marked by me. as well as I will use that one martial adept superiority dice.
Distracting strike.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, give me an additional d6. Dealing 6 additional points of damage. As the next attack somebody other than you takes on him will be at advantage.
Mm-hmm. And then I will use my extra attack to punch him again.
Punch again.
Crit.
That's a crit.
Oh boy.
So
That makes
yeah,
it
Viper
2d.
Strikers and Enlarge get doubled as well.
Oh boy, oh boy.
It's a critical hit. Mm.
20 thunder. 2d4 for the Vipers. 2d4. No, that's a money sign. 4 for the bigger size. Holy crap!
Yeah.
That's a fucking hell. That's 10, 14, 20 damage plus another 20. That's 40 damage plus 15 more. 55 damage.
As the giant fist double strikes this individual, you see that the Lost is seriously suffering from this brutal barrage.
And that's the end of my turn.
Alrighty. After Crafts, it ticks on down to Kara. Let's see. Having advantage on the attack, she's going to rush in with a swift Staff of Defense strike. Plus 7. 26, that's a hit. Dealing 10 points of damage. She'll follow up with a punch that she's going to turn into a flurry of blows. That's a 19, that's a hit. And her die got improved to 1d6 now, dealing 11 points of damage. And the second punch, that's a hit. And it doesn't really matter, we're going to roll anyway. Finishing it off with a sucker punch to the mouth as the Lost Sorrowsworn immediately collapses, defeated. Yeah, Nathan absolutely bodied this thing with them rolls.
Yeah, that went
That
a
was
little
a
too well.
meaty crit.
And near max rolls on the regular punch. Like started with a min roll, then followed by max rolls, and then the crit was just it was literally either max or just below max.
End of combat as the Lost is quickly dispatched.
Hmm, that was not as bad as I remembered it.
Also, weren't we like a 2-day travel from town at the other town, and then it's been like a day and a half, so like another day?
When you guys had ended basically your travels for the previous night, you were a 1 to 2 day travel. Since you had left during the middle of the day, it's more like a day and a half. So, uh, pressing forward, you'll by the time you settle for nightfall, you will be about half a day away. Alrighty, end of combat.
Hmm,
The Lost is obliterated.
gone.
Gone, reduced to pile of flesh.
Yeah, my nose.
Alrighty. Y'all pressing
Mhm.
on?
Yeah.
Okay. You press on, carrying on through the glassy Badlands for the rest of the day. Uh, Besides the encounter with the lost, it would seem that animals started making wise of the situation and leaving the fucking area. Getting as far away from that creature as possible. Those few that were in the area, at least.
Mhm.
As day turns to night, you can look ahead, begin to see town in the distance. Looking to be about a 6 to 8 hour trek if you wanted to push through the night.
What do y'all think?
Since we're
Just
not
take it
going to the
slowly.
tower, we might as well.
Hmm.
Because the only reason we stayed out last time was so we could do the tower more.
Hmm. I mean, we could, because then we'd probably just rest outside of the tower, huh?
Mm. Might as well go in so everything shifts.
Yeah, either one works.
We'll have a safe place to rest. We can get work done the next morning. It
Hmm.
works out.
I'm cool with that.
Sounds good.
I'm alright. I'm okay with that.
Pushing through the night, you arrive at town at about morning time. As the sun's coming up, uh, do you all enter through the gate?
Mm-hmm.
You.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I guess.
As Sumi passes through the gate, the artifact glows ever so slightly, as once again, as with every artifact brought back, the world briefly shakes a little bit as the difficulty of everything increases. The Tower of Origin relights, and the Tower of Chaos restarts.
Hmm.
Welcome back to Gearton.
Home sweet home.
I guess before we get too far, since it's the morning, so we go talk to Wilfred.
Think so. Give him the update. Also to find out what's going on.
We can also talk to Varus.
And Varys. Yeah.
Alrighty. So, where are you heading first?
I guess Wilfred.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Kara will join you heading over to Wilfred, uh, mainly just to pick up her
At the
kid from
casino or
Fiery.
his house?
What was that, Cat?
Nothing.
Alrighty. Uh, Kara will continue on with the group, heading to the Inferno Casino with him. Uh, you'll be greeted by a really just pissed off Wilfred. The fire that normally comes from his hair is burning much brighter today. So he just kind of looks amongst the
I'll be right
group.
back. Bread.
Bruh. Alright. We'll leave you in suspense.
Our turn.
Welcome back. Alrighty. Wilfred will be really pissed off as he just kind of looks the group over and goes, "Fire with you?" Of
No,
course not.
we heard you're
Ugh.
upset.
Oh no shit, fire's gone missing.
I should have fucking asked. I was gonna ask, but then I didn't on the thing. When did she go missing?
Couple days before you start heading back.
Where was the last sighting?
Wilfred will point to the casino.
Mm.
There's one morning, woke up, she didn't come downstairs. Guess she left in the night.
Is this possibly another arc situation where she went somewhere and she'll return? Or do you think someone took her?
I don't fucking know, she never leaves town.
Oh,
We're at to guess anything. I imagine something had caught her attention and she felt the need not to share it amongst us.
walnuts.
I said amongst.
Do you think it might have to do with any new people?
Wilfred will shrug. And to top it all off, Rico's been disappearing too.
Disappearing, as in he's come back?
In
We know
my
where
head,
he's been!
in my head, every time Paul said Rico, it just that just disappears back after he corrects himself.
Totally didn't mishear him say Riku.
Oh, fuck. Every time in Foundry, he would type something and it would say Rico.
I don't know what his deal's been, but he'll disappear for days at a time and just randomly show up. Anytime I ask him about it, he won't say shit.
Everyone's so secretive here. Fucking Colt in your guys' fucking sewer systems or whatever the fuck that was. Now
Do
he
you think
goes.
it
Now
has to
you
do
guys
with
are
the
fucking.
north?
No, he's leaving east in the night. Tried following him, but stealthy son of a bitch snuck off.
Not him.
North? I don't think so. I think she might have headed. Uh, hmm. I actually don't know where she might have headed. There's no. She don't mess with north.
Well, we didn't
Not
see
after what we dealt with.
anything on our way back. So it's unlikely she went that way unless she went off the road.
She might have been chasing the storm, to be honest.
You saw the storm from here?
Saw a storm from here. The storm started here.
Oh. Hey, Crafts.
Just sort
Yeah.
of appeared here and started heading south immediately.
Maybe that's why your item was acting up.
My staff of memories.
If it started here, it could have started at one of the towers, maybe.
Nah. Uh, that old drunkard, whatever his name was, he said he
Six.
saw it clear as day. Storm just sort of appeared, and he points up in the sky, just directly above the center of town. Just sort of appeared there, then immediately started moving. Luckily, it didn't start raining down lightning until it got out in the Badlands.
Do you think maybe it was sent here like us?
That's what I
Wilfred will
started thinking.
shrug.
That if it came out of the sky above the city, then that means something was brought. That means something brought it with it.
Perhaps she was fighting someone and she sent them in.
Wilfred will shrug. Well, whatever the fuck that was, eh, it's gone now. That's what matters.
Mm.
Wait, so Crafts had his thingy do something, but Richard didn't have his pick do anything?
Richter's pick is just a +2 pickaxe
Didn't he get a
or
weapon
war
from the
pick.
thing?
Uh, Richter's warhammer did not react to it. No.
Hmm. Well, have
The only
you
thing I can think of the only thing I could think of from that campaign that would be like the sandstorm would be the fucking shadow, would be the shadow mist. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What are the hunters are here? What are the three generals?
have you gone through her house looking for perhaps any signs of what she could have been after?
Not a clue. She took her gear though, so whatever it was, she was planning to head out.
Did she take any potions?
Well, yeah, I always keep Fiery stocked with just some potions and whatnot. She's a troublemaker, but she's my little sister. Try to keep an eye on her.
Hmm. Uh, if he doesn't say anything, Sumi's gonna head out to try and see if she can find tracks, even though it's very unlikely.
I will tell you in advance, there is nothing Sumi could roll to find tracks. With a windstorm and dust devils blowing through the area, the desert is just a glassy mess.
Well, from town.
Yes, the storm started over town. The only tracks you would be finding is your own, and even then.
Best case scenario is that we find somebody that has divination magic that would be able to track her.
Well, hmm, not much use going out if we don't even know which way she went. Best we can do is wait, it seems.
Oh yeah, that's why I said the divination magic.
Mhm.
Well,
I mean, we
if you
yeah,
talk to Tara, she's got a guess. But I don't know. Just if you find her, send her home.
of course.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Now that you're back in town, I'm gonna go ahead and update the quest board.
I guess we'll go to Tara since we're here.
As you go up to Tara, Tara will be instead of Fiery, Tara will be taking care of baby Luca. She'll hand her off to Kara, who will immediately go home.
So she saw something that made her leave and leave Luca with you.
Must have been important.
Very.
My guess is she headed south. I'm surprised y'all didn't bump into her or vice versa.
She might have passed us when we were taking shelter in a cave from the storm.
Ooh, that's a worrying thought.
Hmm.
Though, if she left with the storm, we would have probably seen her after it. I'm unsure of how she passed us.
Well, just by running just statistics and whatnot, heading north would be a death sentence no matter who you were. You wouldn't be able to get past Barren even if you tried. Heading west would be an impossibility because that's the ocean and Gale would know. And heading east, well, that's swampland. The Inferno siblings don't do too well where the humidity is high.
Mhm.
Hmm. Thinking about it, I do have a guess, but not much more than that.
That being,
Well, the volcano.
there's a volcano.
You would remember from when you went to Nararknes that at the base of the mountain where the entrance to her cave was, looking up the mountain to the very peak, you saw a volcano. In fact, you saw a few dormant ones, but uh, the one nearest to Nararknes' den was active.
And why do you think that would be important enough to make her leave without saying anything?
Well, she might have just taken it upon herself to try and find one of the artifacts on her own. It's one of the few unsearched places, though I did leave a pal of mine up there.
Oh,
So while we are out getting an artifact, and she is tasked with watching over Luca and staying in town, she decides to leave Luca, not say anything to anyone, and go look for an artifact.
Terrible kind of just shrug, then look over at Wilfred, uh, who is at this point just doing something else, trying to keep his mind off of things and whatnot. The Inferno siblings are rather stupid. They act pretty recklessly, all things considered. I doubt Fiery wanted anybody to worry about her, that's why she headed off on her own. Wilfred never let her come on the expeditions with us. Or with the old adventures, I mean.
The issue isn't her traveling alone, the issue is people we've met that could see her traveling alone.
People you've met?
We recently met someone new. They're able to contact and even leave the outside.
Tara will kind of pale at that comment. Oh,
We hadn't been able to relay that yet because we hadn't come back.
hmm.
She's probably watching us now. Or watching her.
I could find out.
Oh.
Yeah, when I cast detect magic, I can see divination magic,
Mm.
and if divination magic is watching us, then yeah, we're being watched.
Okay. I'd do it quickly.
All right. I'd quickly just like take out my little lenses into these little goggles, strap them on, and kind of activate the magic on them.
As the magic activates, Crafts, you can very easily see a scrying orb just floating a little above your group.
Yeah, yeah, she's there.
Mm.
They're always watching.
I suppose it's better to be watching us.
Yeah, very much so. They only really seem interested in us, so I guess that's good for the town. Less for other folk to worry about. Hmm. Although, like I said, with divination magic, I mean, define fiery when we have to just use divination magic of our own. Don't we have diviners, or at least wizards?
Well, you'd probably need a scry and spell to find her, which
Or
I
locate
don't.
creature.
Locate creature, locate person.
That's if she's
Oh,
in
actually,
range.
that's true. Although that's also, now that I think about it, I think, I think Arc also gets those spells.
Does
Tara will
she?
kind of just shrug. Go on.
I'm trying to think of something she would have on her that we would know.
Her clothes.
Because I could get locate object.
Yeah, you can do her clothes.
Yeah. Didn't we give her an upgraded weapon slash armor?
No, because Fiery was not
Mm,
recruitable.
yeah.
Oh, JK. Oh, it's only within 1,000 feet. Bro.
So it wouldn't really reach outside of town.
Mm,
Hmm. Well, if you do head out to the volcano for one reason or another, uh, look for one of my buddies. He's he goes by Navas.
Navas.
Alright.
He's She kind of just thinks for a moment on how to describe him. Interesting. It's all I'll put about it.
That sounds like a lot of folk here.
Tara will kind of just shrug.
Okay. Lemonade. Well, now I gotta go find. Actually,
Let's just go talk to Varys about the artifact and then we can disperse and do our own
yeah.
things.
Yes, of course.
Well, I do wish y'all luck. Hmm.
Thank you, thank you. We do have some things that we'll discuss later. There are some more, of course, tinkering ideas and things that need to be mm, worked on before we really head out again.
Oh, speaking of, she'll kind of point over at Richter. I'm sorry my infusion wore off on your rifle, but it would appear that it was a bit too much for me to keep track of. And I've got my own things to infuse as well.
No problem with me. I've been meaning to get used to the ammo and possibly plan to experiment with new kinds of ammo so that I have more options in battle.
Tara will nod at that. Understandable. You're free to use any of the workshops around town, of course. And I hope you make something nice.
Thank you.
I'm
If I
glad
ever
to see how good that rifle's become already.
if I have any questions and Craft can't answer them, I'll head to you.
Sounds good.
Oh, to be honest, I also might be asking. I might be. Do you still have the? I think we talked about it earlier. The mold for the pistol.
The mold for the pistol. In fact, I still have the pistols themselves. Hadn't really found a use for them, and I didn't need to scrap them down for your rifle, so.
I'm talking about the mold for Wolford's pistol
Oh, for
because
his
you had
twin
talked.
shooter.
You had said that you had made it and that you could possibly make another one. And I was just trying to. I want to get more of an idea of that because having more weapons to have more possible ammo is.
Though I don't have the parts, I can make them, but they would be costly.
A range would be helpful right now, just so I can plan out some spending.
All
A range
right.
of price, I mean.
Well, for another pistol, you're looking at about I'd say 250 to 500. It really just depends on what you're looking for.
Okay.
If you're looking at a shotgun, 500 to 750. And if for some reason you're looking for another rifle, I'm unfortunately going to have to put that one at 1,000. Getting the crystal lenses for another scope has been very problematic.
Oh no, I completely understand. I was aiming more
Oh,
towards the shotgun and pistol idea, but I am probably only going to get a pistol for now. But I'll discuss more about this later, once we actually have free time. I do believe we still have things, the party still has things to do.
speaking
Tara will
of,
nod.
speaking of crystals, where was it? This Crass like opens up his bag and like looks around. Mm. Ah, here we go. I got these. I got these crystalline orbs from that cave that we were in that one time.
Oh, the crystalline orbs are from Vice's temple.
Yeah, from Vice's temple.
Tara will kind of look them over and go, "Ooh, wow, they almost look like drift globes."
Yeah, they were all over that dungeon ruins place that we were just at. They used them almost like eternally lit torches. They just kind of lined the walls.
Smart use for them. You know, when you're not wielding them yourself, I mean.
Of course, of course.
Hmm.
Weren't we gonna set up that thing here to make them?
Yeah, we also found schematics for it and everything.
Ooh, schematics, you say?
Yes. Took a bit. Well, I started drawing some up and then we found some, so we just took those.
Hmm. Well, with enough time and investment, I'm sure we'd be able to make one of them for here.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, above board, what I'm saying is, were you to invest in the creation of the drift globe manufacturer, you would be able to give every creature that did not have dark vision a drift globe.
Mm.
It would still fall under the correct variety, like Sumi's.
Uh-huh. I mean, sure, why not? We could work on that. Soon.
Uh, let's see, what did I say for the price? 250 GP to make the light orb maker. Uh, and it would be 50 GP to produce one for anyone.
Mm. Sumi's gonna show Tara the juvenile purple worm venom sacs. Any idea something I could use these for, or something you could use them for?
Tara will kind of look at them with a little bit of disgust at first, being monster parts, but as she continues to stare, she kind of just seems more and more intrigued the longer she looks at it. Where did you get these?
In the tomb. We had to fight them along with a horde of Gricks. There was a nursery.
Ugh.
I also have these. She'll show the like shrieker stalks. But we found these on the way.
Can't say I know much about either of them, but if you said they were purple worm venoms, then I imagine poisons or whatnot would be something you could make.
Oh yeah, and then we have this. She'll show the Titan snapping turtle parts and the Tlinkali plating. I'm unsure what to do with these.
Hmm. Uh, Tara will kind of just look confused at a lot of the fleshy bits. Uh, Sorry, dear, I can't really help you too much. My specialty is in the mechanical department,
Any
not
idea?
so much. She motions to that.
Any
Uh,
idea who I could go to?
well, for your poisons, Arc or the Fang might be helpful.
Mm-hmm. I see.
As for the fleshy bits, she shrugs.
Do you think Ark could work with this plating?
Of
The
the Tilinkali,
yeah.
yes, Arc would be able to work with it. Though what she would be able to make would be extremely limited, being just standard gear. If a player wanted to work with it, however, it could yield better results.
Mm, I see. Do you think these have venom in them? She'll show the tail spikes from the manticore. Or poison, I mean.
From a manticore, I imagine she's describing them all, and I'm not just saying,
Mm.
or like what they're from, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
From a manticore, no, I don't think so, but you might be able to make them into simple ammunition for pretty cheap.
Mm. I see.
Above board, manticore tail spikes can be made into ammunition, basically taking up the cost of creation, and they will become just non-magical ammo.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to go to Varus if everyone else is. I'll take that
I'm
as
Yeah, I'm
good with
good.
that.
I'm good to go. I got. I think I went over most of the things that I had on me.
Alrighty. Party's done at the casino. If anybody wants to check out the quest board, they're free to. I've already given it the update.
Yeah, I was gonna do that after we talked to Varus.
Alrighty. Head on out of the casino and head over to the Shrine of Light, where Varus was just reading from a book.
We got the artifact.
As I expected.
Have you gotten any ideas on the next one?
Next one, I've had a few ideas for that matter. Judging from he doesn't have a southern accent, sorry. Judging from what you have found thus far, I believe the next one to appear, he will point over towards one of the tablets lining the walls. I believe the next one to appear would probably be the boots.
And where are those? Are they also in the
He'll
south?
he'll kind of flip through his notes. Let's see. They are nicknamed the footsteps of a volcano.
So she probably did go after those.
Let's see the description real quick. From what I have gathered from it, sorry, I'm just trying to find what I had gathered from it. These boots were
Made for walking.
sort of designed to handle the extreme heats and giving the user the most comfortable sort of, well, comfort in places of extreme heat.
Also, can we talk about how Fiery kind of snuck out and Sykes is like, yeah, Wilfred's a little angry. Doesn't say why.
Like, in terms of people to have given the phone, you have given the worst person the phone because the most disinterested in what the fuck is going on is probably Sykes.
We gave him the phone because we thought we would need him for the temple, and by the time we were out there, we realized we didn't.
I mean, we could have told him to give the phone to somebody else.
Well, that's about all I can give you on it. As for directions, the note written on it kind of describes the best it could give, being the footsteps of a volcano.
Then it seems that likely is where Fiery headed out.
Verse will kind of shrug. My guess too.
Do you have any divination, detection, tracking, magic?
Nothing that could be helpful. Gail might be able to take y'all over to a path she had discovered, a safer one going up the volcano.
From the water?
Yes.
Mm.
Uh, she stated that by traveling along the coast, she encountered a clearing in one of the cliffs that looks to be a pathway heading up the volcano. I'm defaulting off of old and going southern. I'm tired.
We'll keep that in mind.
Understandable.
Anything else I can help you with before you head on out?
Negative.
All right then.
We'll probably go to the Onion Crash.
Alrighty. You go to the inn and crash for the night.
what
Or
what a
crash
good
for the day, I should say.
what a good note. Gal has a way to volcano from water. Thumbs up.
Is there? Wait, didn't we talk about what the house boss would be ready, or?
The house and the quests.
The house will be ready in next session, basically.
Okay.
You, as players, would be or as characters would be unaware of the house being ready, but as players, I'm basically saying, hey, it's ready next session. You can start staying in your house instead of the inn.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably go to the tower again soon.
I know to get the final, or to get another piece of the Tower of Memories.
Of Origin, yeah.
Or sorry, Chaos.
Well, we should also visit the Tower of Origin.
Origin, there we go.
Yeah, I'm fine with well, I probably need to make at least a few bullets before we do anything. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can do at least one crafting tonight to try to make bullets.
And you don't need to
Uh,
fight at the Tower of Origin.
To make non-magical ammunition, it will not take a crafting, or it will not take a crafting check. It will only take time and money, but it will expend your crafting for the day, so to say.
Okay, well, I'll do it if we feel like we're gonna do it. Fine then. Never mind.
So basically, in the morning, yes, you would be able to, but it would take time. So, or I guess in the afternoon. That is beyond annoying. The only bullet that doesn't have a price is the modern bullet, but it says in the description, the ammunition of a firearm is destroyed upon use. Renaissance and modern firearms use bullets. Then Renaissance, the ammunition of a firearm is destroyed upon use. Renaissance and modern firearms use bullets, and that has a price. It's like, bro, it's the same book.
So I guess we can just wrap up early then.
Yes, we'll be wrapping up once y'all take your long rest. It's a good point to stop anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Gives me time to make stuffs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.